Hi everyone, good day. Hope everything is fine from your side. If you hear about big data and you care about to know about big data, so this is the right video to watch with me. Today I will explain to you what is big data and how this terminology came from and what is the origin for that. And we will explain also more about the analysis of big data and how we can get benefit from that. First of all, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mahmoud Miari. I'm working as head of operation for ICT sector. I have more than 17 years of experience working for the field of ICT, covering a lot of fields such as networking, cybersecurity, cloud, project management, and many more. I have been working also as a professional coach. I've trained more than 1,000 engineers for the variants of the fields such as networking and cybersecurity, and they are doing well in the market. Uh, why I choose to do like training for engineers and stuff, even for fresh. Uh, I can find that playing the role for technical in the market since all these years, that I can export this experience, and when I'm explaining and do training for engineers, I can put the theoretical part with the practical part as per the technical experience for that. So let's know after finishing this course or this video, let's say, what you will be knowing as. Actually, you will be having the ability to identify what is data in general. So after that, how you can classify when we can say that this is a big data and when it's not, and what is the platform working with the big data. So of course we will understand the 5 V's of the big data, of classification of the data for that. So, and we will explain also some use case scenarios happen in the market globally and internally, and how we deal with the big data and how we get the benefit for that as well. So we will start explaining the data evaluation. So how the big data came from and what is the source and original of this terminology big data, and who the company, legend company in all over the global legend for the big data for that. After that, we will explain about the problems due to big data. Yes, big data came, so of course there is a problem for that. So how we can solve this problem, or how the problem got been solved for that. So when we are going to evaluation of the data, lastly, we will be having like normal telephone lines, our normal landlines, let's say. So these are like generating a minimal data was not obvious to other that it will be like a problem. So the optimization and evolution came with our smartphones. Actually, our smartphones is the big booming of the data. Why? Because it has on your smartphone all the texts, all the images, games, the online gaming that you are playing, the social media, the variety of social media you are using day and night, and photos, phone calls, all these are translated to the data. So there are some studies we will explain in a while for that, but this is one of the big data. Moreover, the computer base that we were working daily, it was like normal computers with normal like structured data we are using with. Then the evolution came for the cloud. When the cloud computing came, and all this data translated and going to the cloud. So this is also an option for why cloud computing make this also evolution. And we'll explain everything in detail in a while. And also the IoT, the Internet of Things. When this evolution came, like you will make your home smart, or you automate your apartments, like you can control your lights, ACs, curtains, water heater, anything in your home that you can control it smartly. So these also make an impact for the big data, because everything now you have to think about that it's translated into data. So the data now became bigger and bigger for the aspects value we are working with. So even for smart cars, if we take a portion of the IoT as a smart cars, yes, the GPS that you are using, the sensors in the car, and the translated of the action and behavior of your car became smart and also translated to the data. So for the IoT, also got a special ranking for us. Imagine that it's 40 billion devices of smart devices that are connected over the internet. So imagine how much data is consuming. What is the IoT? The IoT actually, you are putting everything as smartly and you can control it. As I said before, for the smart home, you are controlling the electricity, you are controlling even the water, landscaping, curtains, AC, many things for that you are controlling through that. Moreover, you can find like smart cameras, actually cameras like connected to the internet. The concept behind that, any device you are connected to the internet is generating data. So all these devices or all these data is translated into become big data. So the scenario was not easy right now because the data is exponentially increasing, and we will see exactly some statistics how they increase for that. Great. The most important and do the impact of big data is the social media in all varieties of social media. Like here, these some studies like 1,736,011 Instagram pics. Imagine, translate these images to data. Facebook, the live streaming, the likes, the comments. Every click on the Facebook or in the social media is translating to data. The same concept of Twitter's, YouTube, and your emails. Also, if you have a personal email, if you have business emails, so frequently you are receiving email, and this email contains of text, contains of images like attachments, documents like PDF, Excel, whatever type of that. So all these, yes, generating a huge and bunch of data that we have to deal with. There are studies, and amazing these studies, the number of data per month generating from your smartphone, only one smartphone, is 40 exabyte. Is that real? Yes, real. Real because you are using from only one smartphone, you are using your emails, text, phone calls, social media, the variety types of social media. Imagine like you have a Facebook, you have a YouTube, you have Twitter, you have a Snapchat, Instagram, a lot of social media, TikTok, many things. Okay, so all these like generating data. Not only that, but also the gaming that you are playing, the online gaming, using the multicast over the world. And right now, you are in a battle and you are fighting with a group of people, and this group of people like they are live and in another country or another world. So imagine in seconds, in milliseconds, okay, how much of data generating for that. And with the gaming especially, there is no latency should be there. So the data is transferring, going here, there, are too much. So imagine this statistics. 40 exabyte, it's a 1 billion or 1 trillion gigabyte every month from only one device, only one smartphone. So if you want to multiply this number by, I don't know what, by maybe 50 million or 50 billion devices all over the world, imagine how much data. So from this came the big data. And this is, believe me, this is only one social media. Okay, as I explained here, we have many things other than social media also generating data, IoT, and many other things. So below here also, if you can see, in every 1 minute per day, like Facebook is generating 44 million views. Facebook also generating 240K photos. Instagram 65K, Twitter, Google, many social medias that generating and consuming bandwidth, consuming capacity of size, many things. So these data are going here and there on the internet or on the space, let's say, and you need to translate it so to something useful. Something useful how? For example, the analysis here became from this data. You are surfing the YouTube. Great. So how many times it happened with you that you are searching YouTube for some topics, and after that, when you open the YouTube, you'll find something favorite you like. It's appearing for you without your search. Why that? Because YouTube here take the benefit of the big data and do the intelligent researches for that and found that your interest. So whenever you are open, so they are appealing for you like the interest, like what you are searching for. Something belonging to your career or to your personality. For example, if I'm doing a search about like cybersecurity attacks and the threats happens and start like doing some researches about that and how can I like protect from the cybersecurity, especially in the infrastructure, it's layer 2 infrastructure or layer 3, whatever. So suddenly when I open the YouTube, the first thing in the favorite or the first thing pop up in my view that something related to cybersecurity, something related to hacking, or something related to what I searched. Similarly, for the Facebook, when you are like watching, if you have like a video streaming, and you just wait watching this video streaming like more than 10 seconds, Facebook consider that it's one of your interests. So it will start appearing for you something similar to this topic, whatever the topic that it's attracted you to watch it on the Facebook. Or if you did some likes or some comments of a behavior of pictures or videos. So automatically there is like an artificial intelligence analysis for the big data Facebook is doing just to appeal you of something that you interested before. And this is something actually very great. For example, if you want to do a big campaign on Facebook, a paid campaign for something like you are going to sell, for example, CCTV camera, and you want to do a paid campaign for Facebook. So Facebook start publish this for anyone interested to see like a CCTV camera, and you will be having a big opportunity to sell your product easily for the right people. Because I don't care about an old man of 60 years old, for example, who's care about farm to do like something to for farming and all this stuff. To my ad to reach to him, I don't care about it. I care about the serious people that they are working on CCTV, or they are searching to buy a CCTV. So here actually the big role Facebook is playing with the big data that they have. They have a big data for that. Okay, so I starting doing analysis and start giving you exactly what you want. So whenever you are doing a paid marketing campaign for the Facebook, believe me that they will reach to the exactly people that they are interested for that. Not only that, also the same of Instagram, the same of Snapchat, the same of TikTok, whatever, like social media, because social media now, all they are caring about the analysis, the accurate analysis that you are doing for benefit, how they are like generating the money. They are generating the money actually from the paid marketing campaigns that you are doing, because they have a huge bunch of big data that they did an exactly analysis. So this is the power of data analysis, of the big data. I have too much data, and this data I have to get benefit of that by doing all these studies and search mechanism that it will be benefit for everyone. Great. So what is big data? Big data actually is a collection of data sets, and a huge data set, like large data sets and complex, that has become difficult to process. Great. And also, you cannot use the traditional data sources and to deal like with the traditional data storing and the processing like with the big data. Example. Traditionally, we'll be having like a simple system on the organization. This system is storing data and retrieving data. Great. But this type of data actually is a structured data, is organized data. It's about like tabular data, column and row. And this is a simple storing, and what is the capacity or the size for it? So the type of storing it and retrieving it is very easy and very fast. But with the big data, the concept became very difficult. You cannot do such a way like that. So we will know what is the problem now. Yes, we have a huge data. We have in zettabytes, in a million zettabytes of data. Great. Where do we want to store it? How we can process it? How we can assure the security for that? So here, like our topics, first of all, how we can classify that the data is big. We can classify it from 5 factors or 5 types. Volume, the size of the data, velocity, variety, its value, the veracity. So each type of that, we have to talk about it and to explain how that will be. Let's start with the volume. Here there is a study by end of year 2020. It was like previously it was like 4.4 zettabyte of the big data. Imagine when it's reached to 2020, it became like 45 zettabyte, 44 zettabyte. And you can imagine the big booming of the data. So we can find that the data is increasing exponentially as per the diagram. Great. So one more accurate volume is between 2021 and 2024. So we can see like in 2021, it became 74 zettabyte. It was in 2044 zettabyte, now in 21, 74 zettabyte. In our current year, the 2020, so it's 94 zettabyte. This is our current year. The expectation of 2023 is 118 zettabyte, and the expectation in 2024 is 149 zettabyte. The bigness is happening, the evolution is happening, the volume of the data is increasing from year to year, something incredible. It's not like about 1 zettabyte or no, they are increasing about like 30 million zettabytes. So the increasing is too much. Why? Because our evolution and using for the data over the internet and our demands from the internet became like bigger and bigger. So the second part, and I can say it's obstacle for that, it's the variety of data. As we know that we have three types of data: structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. So normally, with the old-fashioned or with the traditional system that we always deal with structured data. A data is very organized, that has column and rows, and that I can do like my select method in the database, select all from database where employee is equal to certain name. It will retrieve the data for me. And also it will store the data by simply queries of the database. So this is the structure. But with the big data, we noticed that the variety of data happen is incredible. Like what? We have a semi-structure. Semi-structure like some JSON files, XML feeds files, the CSV also files, the emails. Your emails is considered as a semi-structure because it's combined of text, files, body email, many things. So they categorize as semi-structure. So we have also difficulties how to save and retrieve the semi-structured data and unstructured. We will come to it. So now I want you to think with me is our challenge now with this big data. Our aim to store it and to retrieve it very fast. Not when I'm requiring an information or a single piece of information, I need to retrieve to me very fastly. I cannot wait. So this is where we come for these obstacles and we'll explain how we solve. Now we'll come to unstructured. Of course, the videos, the audio, the image that we have, they're considered as unstructured data. So the type of this data, how we can store it in the block storage and how to retrieve it, it's quite difficult for that. We'll come to the velocity, the speed of the data. Imagine every 60 seconds. Before, we'll be having like a mainframe. After that, we went to the client and server computer. After that, we went toward the internet, and the media and social media became. So imagine 100,000 of tweets per second. It's happened on the Twitter. 695,000 status update per second on Facebook. Guys, these numbers are incredible. Like our mind cannot understand these numbers. In seconds, it happens, it occurs on a Facebook. And imagine also you are entering the Facebook and you can see the triggers, the comments, the status, every single thing in milliseconds, immediately, in no time. Great. Also for the instant messaging, the emails. So this velocity happened. It became like data generated very fast. So when data is generating very fast, you need to store it, you need to retrieve it. So the storing and retrieving should happen like in no time. Because I want to ensure the availability of the data when I want it. Open your Instagram, open your Facebook. Whenever someone did a like, exactly it will reflect to your page. He put a comment, you can reply and interact with his comment immediately. So, the fourth thing is the value. what is the value meaning here for the data? Great, I have a big data, I have too much. This data in my database, let's say, or stored somewhere. So how can I get benefit of this data? First of all, I need to go for something called data cleansing. I need to clean my data. When I have a bunch of information and or data stored, so I don't need all these fields and I don't need all this metadata for that. I need some couple of fields to do my analysis. So first of all, I will do a data cleansing. I will take the amount of data that I want to do my analysis on it. So I will do the analysis, I will gain a value for that. The example that I gave it to you, like a YouTube, when you are doing that like search, not only you, like billion of people is doing the searches on YouTube per second. So YouTube is shuffling this data, glazing these data, did the analysis, and became the value. So what is the value? When I'm putting some ads related to you there, so I'm clicking on this ad, maybe I will participate with this ad, I will buy the product or the service of this ad happen. Okay, so this is the value that YouTube comply for what? For the owner of the service or of the product and the consumers like you and me. So yeah, this is the value for that. Not only that, but also imagine the hospitals, like you combined all the hospitals together in one system, and a lot of records and information and the X-rays happens in seconds. So if you want to know what is, especially in these days, like there are a lot of infections and viruses happens. So you want to know like what is the most virus right now? It's happening. So you will find it's virus A. Great. So virus A is requiring 1, 2, 3 medicine. So this medicine, you have to arrange it and you have to provide it for all your pharmacies in the UAE because they are in a very high demand and consuming. So this is a big data. What I did, like I glazing my data, I want to do my analysis on the virus happens on these months because change of climate. So I found that it's a virus A that all the children and even like adults is infecting with this virus. So this virus, I did my analysis. I found that they are consuming a lot of medicine that the doctors they are saying. So yes, I have to provide these, especially also for the kids when they are putting for them like Ventolin for the inhaling. So this is also a Ventolin medicine got free from all the pharmacies. So they have to order it more and more because this season, everyone is infected by it. So this is also the value. I took it from some tragedy cases happened to me. So I try to adapt with that and to provide as per like the case need. The fifth one is the veracity. The veracity, I have to make sure that the integrity of the data, like when I want the data, it has to be like secure. No one like can alter the data, and so I need to play a security role for that. So to make that the data is stored properly, and when I retrieve it also properly. No any unauthorized access, like alter the data or deliver the data and authenticity. Great. So again, what is the data as an opportunity? Anything with the data, you can get an opportunity and benefit for that. We gave an example of YouTube. We gave an example of Facebook. Even we gave an example for the hospitals. And also, I can give you like many examples. For example, Amazon. When you want to buy something from Amazon. If you search about the, for example, the iPhone, you want to buy iPhone, so automatically you will find like Amazon start alerting you later, like there is one iPhone is coming to the market and it had these features and that feature. They will see like your interest for that and what you can do with that. Great. So the cases like happened with the big data, the Hurricane Sandy happened in USA. Walmart automatically what they did is they started collecting the big data from like how the American people is behaving due to this Hurricane Sandy. So when they did statistics for that analysis, and they came up with some statistics, they found that the people that demands on what flashlights and life jackets. Immediately, Walmart put in their stores a lot of flashlights and life jackets. Believe me, they generated a very huge profit that no any business studies or business case can even predict it. Why? Because there is a tragedy case happened. Walmart decided to make a positive action for that. Yes, so let's generate this data and let's analyze it and to see what we can do. So from this hurricane happened, they did a profit. Like the guys are dying, and the guys have like a catastrophe life. So Walmart did a positive opportunity for that by the analysis they did on the big data. So they found that the flashlights and life jackets is the products that we have to sell these days. Amazing. Also, in UAE, I was involved in one big project. This project is we have a city, we want to make it like smart city. These smart cities have a lot of entities, like a lot of buildings and amenities for that. And we installed BMS before, BMS building management system, that we can control and monitor uh, the electrical meter, the water meter, the AC chillers, and like many things for that. Great. So what we figured out here, the electricity consumption was very huge. So we start analyzing the data generated from this system for all these, for this city, containing all these buildings. So we figured out that, for example, we have to install LED lights that we cannot, that it does not require a very high consumption of power. Or in some areas like corridors and other amenities, we can put like some sensors, light sensors, that if there is a movement, the light will be on. If there is not, the light will be off. Also, we found, as per the analysis of this big data, we found the most thing generated electricity is the AC machines. So the AC machines is consuming a lot of power, especially when you put it like in high level, the level number 3. And imagine in all these like cities, how many AC machines you have. So what we can, what the solution after analysis we implemented is, like we put a CO2 sensor that it can see like if I have a human being like reach to a certain percentage, then I can put the AC machine in level 2. If they exceeded this percentage, so I can put it in level 3. If the life is normal, it's like 1 or 2 or 3 people, there is also a percentage, it will become in machine in level number 1. So the number of levels they are consuming a lot of electricity for that. So believe me, after determining that, the electricity consumption became like, let's say, 30% or 35% down. Not only that, but also in this BMS system, we have a KFM software or application that is responsible for maintenance. So our duty after analysis is to see that there are too much maintenance happen during, for example, 6-month studies. So we noted that some buildings is consuming too much for maintenance, for paying for maintenance, for spare parts, such as chiller machines for the AC, some like for leaking, for the water leakage for that. So we identified this and we came to know that, yes, these chillers or machines, the AC machine, should be replaced because frequently they are having a problem and we are paying too much money. So by the money we paid during this 6 months, we found that we can buy 3 machines, for example. So why not to replace the machine for that? And by replacing this machine, the number of maintenance like became also reduced because the maintenance means money. They have an SLA agreements or annual maintenance contract with some maintenance companies. So yes, they are doing the labor charge by this contract, but the spare parts, the owner has to buy it. So imagine right now, by this analysis, we have the ability to take the right decision, where to put our money, where to invest our money, okay, how to reduce the investments for excesses of investments for that. Yes, I will pay this stage, but this payment will let me relieve of paying a lot of money, and this is wastage and losses for the owners of the entities. Also, it was a project in UAE in Al Ain. It was 518 villas. They are under construction. So imagine that 518 villas. This is need like for, of course, this is a city that needs for run electricity and all other amenities. So the electricity, the main parts to become here. So we figured out that it's difficult and it will cost too much. So we came up with an idea, and this idea took me like a lot of studies and researches. So we went for a solar system, but not solar system, normal solar system, solar farms. These solar farms, actually we installed, it will take a 50% of, it's called 50-50, 50% from the sun lights, and the rest of 50% will be from the batteries that took from the sun. So, and there will be like a smart electrical meter as well, that all villa, how much it will it consumed from the electricity. So they will pay for us. We found that by also analysis of big data, that this is save money for the government itself, because we return money. In the end of the month, I will return money for the government. So I will take the consumption, the electrical consumption, and believe me, it's cheaper than the normal villa that is happening. And also we are returning back for the government itself. So until these 3 cases and what I explained, I want you to imagine with me the power of big data analysis that we are conducting, and how we can generate money, how we can save money, how we can take the right decision. This is a very important aspect you have to understand it, and you have to follow it in your life. So maybe case number 4, it was like with also in UAE, it was a worker village. This worker village contains 8,000 laborers, with 1,400 rooms. 300 rooms for the supervisor and managers, plus the services and amenities that they have from the kitchen, from the other amenities that they have. They are claiming about the excesses of the electricity consumption that they are paying toward the government. And it became like high and high. Yes, because this labor does not care about the water, does not care about the electricity. Okay, they open all the lights day and night. They don't care about that. And the consumption is very high. Especially in the, I cannot say here there is a peak time or not, because they don't care, actually. They open everything. The heater is on. Everything is on. Everything is required for electricity is on. So the solution we came up with, of course, after analysis, everything after analysis, because we are requiring data. This data, of course, it's big because they are generating too much. And whenever they are generating with us the data, we're doing like our analysis, and we can see what solution we can provide. So the solution here we can provide would not provide a normal sensor, light sensor. We provide something called microwave sensor. You know, guys, maybe some of you know that we have a lot of types of electrical sensor, like RFID, we have IR, we have microwave. So microwave is the best in this scenario because it's working also with the human body temperature and all this stuff. So they reduce by this around 45%. Not only that, also we put solar heaters for them. Solar heaters actually, the heater is taking the power from the solar panels that they are taking from. It's a small actually panel for each heater, or we can make it centralized. But here, the infrastructure was difficult to make it centralized because it's a worker village already, like constructed already. So we have a problem with the construction. So what we did is we put a solar. So this solar, the heater is taking from this solar and it produce for you hot water for that. So when they reduce a 45%, this is a huge number. So what is the problem with the big data also? Actually, we talked about, yes, generating a lot of data, and we talked about some big numbers like zettabyte, exabyte, and whatever. So where do we want to store this? How we can store it? Yes, this is a very big challenge, a very big problem. Because normally in your environment, in your company, for example, yes, you have a storage. How many storage you have? 1 tera, 10 tera, 20 tera, 50 tera. These are silly numbers toward the big data. You cannot. If you want to say that you want to make your storage farm for that, imagine how much money you are going to pay. And this money is endless money because every time you have to increase the capacity as per the studies that we saw before. Okay, so you are paying too much money. And when you want to maximize your storage, it's not something that you can do it in a second or in a minute. No, you have to order the hard disks, and you will wait until the hard disk you receive. You will install it. You will arrange the RAIDing and the fault tolerance for that. So it will take time. So actually, it's not feasible. That's why here the cloud computing came, or the cloud company came, and the legend in the market is Amazon, Azure, Google Cloud. Huawei, by the way, has a very amazing and great solution for the cloud computing, and especially for the big data. Great. Another problem, it can be in the processing of the data. I told you this earlier, that we care about where to store and how to store and how to retrieve, want to process it. So we store the data. This data should be processed. Okay, and how can I retrieve it, the data? I need here what? I need capacity. I need speed to storing and retrieving the data, and many things. Especially when we have these types of variety of data, structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. The structure is the easiest one. In the traditional way, how we like store it in our systems, it's very easy. We'll store it in a database, SQL Server, MySQL Server, whatever database we have, the database engine. Yes, we will store it. And we will retrieve it in the simple queries for that. How much? The size for it. Doesn't matter. There is indexing mechanism, we can use it, and we can retrieve it. But our life became difficult when the two types of data came or arise, like semi-structured and unstructured. The semi-structured, the JSON files, XML files, you are dealing with these emails and everything, every single minute. Great. And the unstructured also. All our life is videos, voice, images. I'm talking to you like now. There is a voice and videos. Is happening. There is generating is happening. It will be streamed in the YouTube. Imagine they are converting to data. They are processing it. They are storing. Whenever you are clicking to my video, it's in milliseconds. It's appearing for you, and you can start watching me. So this is a big, actually, revolution of the science that we have. The things was not simple. So also this is a second challenge or second problem of the big data. So the first problem is where to store, and we have this big number of volume that we have. The second one is the problem in the processing data with the complex structure. The third one is how I can process it very faster. How can I retrieve it very fast with all these varieties? So all these came to know that yes, this problem. We guys, now we face that this is a big data. This data is on the internet, going here and there. I believe in that. But what about storing it, and what about retrieving it? How we can assume this? This actually, we have many platforms with cloud providers they are using. It's something like Hadoop. Hadoop is a distributed file system that solved all our problem with that. And there are many. There are like Cassandra. There are Sparse. But the most well-known, like we will talk, especially in this video, about Hadoop. Hadoop has something called HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System. They are using the mechanism of distributing the files to the systems to store the data and to retrieve the data very fastly and securely. How we can do that? First of all, let's understand what is DFS normally without Hadoop. Forget about Hadoop. The DFS, the distributed file system, how it's working. The distributed file system, we have a storage. This is the traditional one. I'm storing to this storage. What? Local file. We faced a lot of problem with that. The speed, the limitation of storage. There is no high availability for that also. So distributed file system, we can say that, yes, we will multiplicate or we will duplicate this storage. In this example, like we used 4 nodes. So it became like each node is 1 terabyte. So I can combine them logically together and it will be like 4 terabyte. Amazing. After doing that, so the file will be distributed among these 4 servers. So it will be divided into chunks, small chunks, and it will be like stored in these servers. Great. So what is the benefit from distributed file system? From the one storage, because I stored the bunch of file together. So let's say it depends on the size. It cost me like to retrieve it or store it like 4 hours. But with the distributed file system, if I use 4 nodes for that, so divide the 4 hours divided by 4, it will be like 1 hour. It's better, yes, it's better. But now, when Hadoop came, Hadoop optimized this concept much more. Like what is it? When Hadoop came, it's a distributed file system, but Hadoop is care of like who's responsible for managing the data. It has an engine called Yaren, who distribute the data across the clusters. So this distributed, we call it cluster. How data is going to be accessed. So these three parts, Hadoop take care of it. Great. So how Hadoop is working? Hadoop had the concept of master and slave. The master is named as name node, and the slave is named data node. So Hadoop as a master, it has like a distributed systems, distributed nodes. These nodes will be like automatically heart beating between them. So Hadoop is doing is it will take the file and it will distribute it into smaller chunk. Each chunk is 128 megabyte. This is the maximum of the block storage that Hadoop that has. And imagine that you have 300 megabyte, you will divide to 128, so we'll be having like maybe 3 chunks for that, or it will be stored in 3 blocks. So why this division? This division for you it's very beneficial to retrieving the data. First of all, it's storing 128 megabytes, it's nothing. So you can store it easily and you can retrieve it easily. So for the name node, it's considered as a master daemon. It maintains and manages the data nodes, yes. It's record metadata. It received the heartbeat and the block report from all the data nodes. This heartbeat is nothing but it's that to tell the master node that I'm still alive. There is no failure happened to me. What about the data node? The data node or the slave nodes is a slave daemon. It stores actual data. So here we will store the actual data. Serve reads and writes requests from the clients. When the clients request the data, this is the part is responsible for the retrieving data fastly from there. How? I said from dividing the file into smaller chunks, 128 megabyte. Imagine that if I have 1 tera or 10 terabytes, you have to divide this into 128 megabytes, store it. So the storing is very fast and the retrieving is also very fast. Amazing that. So when it's going to this, we achieve the fast and fast in storage and retrieving. But what about in case of the failure? If one of the data node got failed. So Hadoop solved this also by what? By automatically, when it's going a small chunk, 128 bytes, it's replicated thrice, 3 nodes. This is to ensure for you the availability, the high availability. Great. So whenever there is a node got failure, no problem. My data is safe and it's there with a couple of blocks. So we ensure with Hadoop, as I told you, it's an open platform that now Huawei Cloud is using it, Amazon is using it, Azure, Google Cloud, many of big vendors, they are using for that. So yes, by Hadoop, we solved all these problems. So I hope from this 1 hour video, you got like a bunch of information and I hope to continue actually with big data and to make a seriousness of doing more like understanding and the practicing of the data analysis. Doesn't matter the way of analysis you are using Excel or you are using Python of analyzing. Okay, this is up to you, but take care of big data because this is the booming right now. And lastly, I want to thank you, the TEDRA Virtual Academy, for giving this opportunity to record this 1 hour and explaining about the big data and the evolution for that and the power of the data analysis for that. Don't forget to write anything for me in the comment, and wish to see you and meet you in another quick course. Thank you very much and hope to meet each other soon.